Hi there, this is Dina. I'm out here walking on the Greenway in Waynesboro, Virginia. It's very beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you here. If I can turn the camera around and show it. Well, nope, doesn't seem that I can do it with this one, this setting. 6 weeks ago tomorrow, I had what is known as a Transient Global Amnesia episode. What that means is, for a certain amount of time, typically several hours, but no more than 24 hours, you stop being able to form memory. But you're completely present. You just can't remember. It's very strange. Like, you're very aware who you are, who others are. But in my case, I didn't remember that I had a 1 o'clock meeting with my leadership meeting. And when I didn't show up, my coworkers got worried and called me, and I said, "What meeting?" Which is not like me. And after I asked a lot of questions that didn't sound like me, they decided to come and check on me. By that time, I had called my friend Mindy, and apparently, I don't remember, but I said, "I think I'm having an out-of-body experience. It's like I'm in a dream. Maybe you can help me figure out what's happening." And at first she thought, because she knows I do meditations, she thought I just had one hell of a meditation. Then when I started asking questions that sound like I didn't, repeating question, that's one of the ways you can recognize what they call a TGA, is that you keep asking the same questions over and over and over. Apparently, I don't remember. The odd thing about TGA is that you are conscious. You know who you are. You're right there. You're experiencing it. You just don't hold on to the memory. So physically, I was fine. But in the weeks that followed, I found that I had a lot of anxiety, especially in the evening. It was almost like my brain and my nervous system were searching to understand what had happened, trying to retrieve something that was not there. And it produced some anxiety. By morning, I was fine. That went on for a couple weeks. Here in the last week, what I've experienced is like maybe a more fearful mind-body relationship. I've been pulling muscles. Sitting at my desk, I pulled the neck muscle and pulled the muscle in my left leg near my knee, walking. So TGA, they have no idea. It's a rare thing that happens. 25 out of maybe 100,000 people have it happen. The literature tells you, the doctors tell you one time, probably won't repeat, but not so sure about that. It's supposed to be maybe a 5% chance for having it repeat. And I think it's that it might repeat that becomes a problem for people when they leave the hospital or after their episode, because you don't like the idea that you can't remember. You're present, you're aware that you're there each moment, but you don't hold on to it. And that's troubling, very troubling. So you have to come to peace with that. You have to kind of surrender and start to be okay with it and gain your confidence back, which is, I'm out here walking by myself right now. But my partner knows my route, knows when I left, knows when I'm expected back. And if I'm late, which I was one day, he'll call me first. If I don't answer, he's going to come look for me. When I go down, we have a basement gym. When I go down there to lift weights, I'll either take him with me, which I did quite a bit the first couple weeks, or I let him know that I'm down there and he checks on me. So it's the rebuilding of the confidence, so that I'm going to turn around here. Let me show you this beautiful view. That's the South River. So I'm going to turn around here and head back because, again, I have somebody who's expecting me, so I have to make sure I meet my time. yeah, so the triggers, they don't know what causes it. They know the hippocampus is involved. It switches off and switches back on is what they know. It's rare, so there's not much research, if any, maybe a tiny bit. So the triggers are things where either stress or things like weightlifting or swimming where maybe you're holding your breath, the Valsalva movement. So those kind of things are said to be triggers but not causes. There are also people who nothing happens and they have it. But it makes you feel a little wary about going back to lift weights or whatever it was, swimming, or whatever triggering activity you were doing when it happened. So I'm now I'm rebuilding my confidence phase, and that includes my body. I had a friend who came walking with me, and we did, I think we did 5 miles one day and 4 miles the next, and we were gunning it, and I pulled the leg muscle. So it seems to me that my body is trying to protect me, overprotect me maybe. So I'm taking it slow. I'm going to do just short walks and add a tiny bit on each day until my body feels confident as well that I'm going to be okay, because I am. Even if I were to have a TGA attack like right now, I would keep talking just like this, only I might start asking a lot of questions like, why am I making a video, and where am I, and why am I here? And then I would seek help. You can continue to drive a car, you can make coffee, you can do your work, but you just are very disoriented. I apparently was funny and witty and pleasant, but disoriented. So for me, it started around, we think, about 12:45-ish. By about 1:30, people had come to check on me, took me to the emergency room, and my partner met me there. He had been out all morning, so didn't know this was going on. And slowly, the memories started coming. Actually, by the time the people who came, the girls from the office came to get me, and I remember getting in the car, I remember driving, I remember sort of appearing in the emergency room. I didn't have really the memory of walking here and there. It was more like, beep, like a dream. You sort of appear. So several hours of all kinds of MRIs and CT scans, and I think they did some kind of a chest x-ray and all kinds. Yeah, they blood tests, everything, urine analysis, and they said, we can't find anything, no evidence of stroke or anything like that. So they kept me overnight just to make sure, and did some more tests in the morning, and then I was released saying, you're fine. The part and that was true, and I'm going to be fine. The part they didn't know to tell me, perhaps, was that I was going to need to rebuild my confidence, which I'm doing right now. See you later.